So my intent with this video is to give you a full background of the practice and also walk you through the steps of the practice. So you might want a pen and paper. When we're born into this existence, into this lifetime, one of the things that's true is that we are trained to be fully functional humans inside of a particular culture, inside of a particular society. And that training starts with our parents, and then with our peers, then with our teachers, and then the culture in general trains us to function within it. One of the things that happens during this socialization is that our attention gets fixated on certain events that we experience as we move through life. And those events begin to define our behavior. That's all well and good when we're young and we're learning things, but one of the things that happens is those patterns of behavior get fixed inside of our energy field. And they make it so that we're constantly projecting what happened to us in the past onto what's happening to us in the present. So rather than being able to be completely here, present with our existence and with what's happening in our life, what's happening is we're taking the past events and we're projecting them onto the present. And this pulls us out of really being able to live fully and truly experience our life as we're moving through it. So the Toltecs came up with a practice called Recapitulation that's specifically designed to address this. What it does is address the energetic patterning that is creating this fixation in our behavior. These events get stuck in our physical body, they get stuck in our mind, and most importantly, they get stuck in our energy field. Because they're a pattern in our energy, they wind up influencing how we experience reality. The Toltecs came up with this practice to address that energetic patterning and work to unbind it. Unbind our attention from it so that we can really be here in the present. So the practice itself is a contemplative practice where we go back to events in the past and we relive them in our mind from the witness standpoint, while simultaneously breathing deeply and fully, pulling back any energy that is left in that event that is creating the fixation, and also releasing any energy we took on from the people who were socializing us. So this combination of retrieving our own energy and releasing anything we took on clears the patterning in the energy field, which allows us to free up our attention and be able to be present with what's happening without projecting the past onto our current experience. So the practice itself is fairly simple. What's not so simple is to systematically go through all of these different events that happen in our life. It takes some discipline, it takes some practice to really get a lot of benefit from this. The practice of recapitulation itself has 5 basic steps. The first one is to be really grounded. So when you start the practice, you want to start by really grounding yourself in your body, feeling your body, coming present with it, and really dropping into this moment, okay? And taking some deep breaths and really being here with your physical being in the space and the time that you are actually in as you begin the practice. The second step is to connect with a source of energy that's bigger than yourself. The reason for this is you want to feel like you have a container capable of holding more energy. So we can connect with the sun or the earth or to anything that you've experienced that feels bigger than you. The third step is to set some intent for where you want the energy that you're about to reclaim with the practice to go in your life. This is an important piece because we want to put that energy not back into the old unconscious behavior, but this freed up energy, we want to be able to put it someplace in our life that we feel like we need more energy, where we want more attention on things. The fourth step is the practice itself, which consists of really deepening the breath, breathing fully into the belly, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. The breath is the pump that allows us to retrieve the energy and release any of the foreign energy that we've taken on. So we really deepen the breath and focus on it throughout the rest of the practice. So as we're doing those breaths, then we begin visualizing past events. So you start by just visualizing a freeze frame in your mind's eye of the beginning of that event, and you build as much detail into it as you can so that the event feels real to you once again in your mind. And then you play that event through, breathing fully and deeply with the intent of breathing back any energy that got left in the situation and breathing out, exhaling any foreign energy that you took on. And you just go through the event, playing it through. You might have to play it through a few times, breathing fully and deeply until the event feels cleared of any stuck energy. And then you cut from that event by doing 2 sharp exhales so that you release that event, and then you move to the next one. And then you just continue. So you can go through as many events as you feel like you can do in a particular session, and then you can come back another time and do more events. And in a later video, I'll talk about some of the other things that can help us, like making lists of different events that we want to recapitulate, and some of the other refinements that are part of the practice. So the last step, once we're done with as many events as we can do in that particular session, is to round up the energy we just retrieved with our breath and put it towards that intent that we set at the beginning of the practice. So that's just a process of breathing in whatever energy you feel that's excess to what you need in this particular moment, and then breathing it out, visualizing or feeling the intent of where you want that energy to go. It's always good at the end of a recapitulation practice to take a few moments to just sit with yourself and how your energy feels different from when you began the practice. So those are the basic steps: grounding, connecting to a higher source or a bigger source of energy, setting some intent for where you want the energy of the practice to go, doing the practice itself through breathing and visualization, then rounding up the energy that you experienced, that you brought in during the practice, and putting it towards your intent. Thank you for joining me today, and there'll be another video shortly about some refinements to the practice. May all beings everywhere know peace, know happiness, and have greater awareness. Blessings.